My dear children of class 10, let's introduce you with the story The Hack Driver, Chapter 8, Our Footprints Without Feet. The author of the story is Sinclair Lewis. Sinclair Lewis was born on February 7, 1885 in Sauk Center, Minnesota. Sinclair Lewis studied at Yale University and worked as a newspaper journalist before becoming an acclaimed novelist. Sinclair Lewis was a journalist and Nobel Prize winning novelist known for 20th century works like Main Street, Emma Gantry, and Babbitt. In 1930, he became the first US writer to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. And he passed away in the year 1951 in Rome and Italy on 10th January. Now, the genre of the story is not fully a detective one, but a comedy as well as a detective one. It's a very interesting story, and the children will enjoy it a lot. Okay. Now, in this lesson, a young lawyer is made to serve summons instead of practicing law. He hates his job as sometimes he is beaten up while serving summons in the shadowy corners of the city. Once he is directed by the law firm to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins, who lived in a village called New Mullion. The young lawyer goes to the village with some expectations of village life, but he is utterly disappointed. He meets a hack driver who is a very helpful man, according to him. He drives him in his horse carriage around the village. He takes him to the people who know Lutkins one by one in a quest of finding him. But no results to avail. It was just a fruitless endeavor. He returns empty-handed to the city. There he is reprimanded by the chief of his firm and is sent back to New Mullion along with the person who had worked with Lutkins. After reaching at the New Mullion station, the lawyer came to know that the person who drove him around the village himself was the Lutkins. Now the narrator was a junior assistant clerk in a reputed law firm after doing his graduation with honors. He only appeared to serve summons. He did not prepare legal briefs. The narrator hated this unpleasant work and also the city life. The narrator was sent to serve summons to Oliver Lutkins as he had ignored all his letters and was needed as a witness in a law case. Then he went out to search for Oliver Lutkins at New Mullion. The place was very muddy. It was not properly maintained. He reached there and met a delivery man with a hack. His name was Bill. He was a middle-aged man of 40 years. The narrator told the hack driver that he had come there to serve summons to Oliver Lutkins. He also hired the narrator for $2 per hour. The hack driver, Bill, took the narrator around the town from one place to another, and he first took him to Frid's place. He told that Oliver Lutkins was there some times ago. He might have gone to Gustav's barber shop for shaving. After going there, he knew that Oliver Lutkins had already gone. Then they proceeded to Frid's and his mother's house. But he was not there. The narrator was very much impressed with his behavior and cooperative nature. The narrator could not get Oliver Lutkins. He got dejected. He was also apprehensive that his boss would reprimand him. After reaching at the office, he was ordered to go back to New Merlion again with a man who could recognize Lutkins. After reaching by the train at New Merlion, the narrator found Bill standing near his cart. He also narrated him the entire episode, how Bill helped him. He was much happy with his cooperation. At this, the companion of the narrator was very surprised. He told that this man was none other than Oliver Lutkins and he knew him very well. When the narrator served the summons to Oliver Lutkins, he and his mother laughed at him. It seemed as if he were a bright boy of 7, and this thing really hurt the narrator. So, you can see the lesson at a glance that the narrator became a junior assistant clerk in a reputed law firm after graduating with honors. He was not assigned to prepare legal briefs but to serve summons like a cheap private detective. Even he had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out victims. Sometimes he was also beaten up. He hated this unpleasant work, so he thought of fleeing to his own hometown where he could practice law. One day he was sent to a town named New Merlion to serve summons to Oliver Lutkins. Nothing was good there except the delivery man at the station. A hack driver agreed to help him in finding out Lutkins for $2 per hour. The name of the hack driver was Bill. He was very nice and friendly. The narrator also believed in whatever the hack driver told him. It was also difficult to find out the location. The hack driver knew the whereabouts of Oliver Lutkins. In his view, he was a dishonest person. He said that Lutkins still owned his 50 cents on a poker game. Bill said that he never paid anybody even a single cent. The hack driver led him to Fried's. After inquiring about Lutkins, he told that he had gone over to Gustav's barber shop to have a shave. Lutkins was not present there. Bill said that he must have probably gone to Gray's shop for a shave, but he had also not paid Gustav the previous amount. Bill had also gone to the place where Lutkins' mother lived, but Lutkins was found nowhere. Ultimately, the narrator returned to the station without giving summons to Lutkins. The narrator was taken into task by his boss in the office. The boss ordered the narrator to go back to New Merlion. He also sent with the narrator a man who knew Oliver Lutkins very well, because he had walked him. After reaching at New Merlion, the narrator found that Bill was standing at the platform near his hack. The narrator introduced Bill to his companion and also narrated how he had helped him in searching Oliver Lutkins. But to his great surprise, he told the narrator that he was not Bill, but Oliver Lutkins himself. The narrator served summons to Lutkins. At this, Lutkins and his mother laughed at him as if he were a boy of 7.